Welcome to this edition of Patent News. Steve Jobs has been awarded almost 150 new patents since his death. With this, his total tally has crossed 450 patents, which is an incredible feat for anyone. While Jobs was indeed an innovator, often his contributions related to smaller details of designs and fine-tunings of things. Nintendo patents technology to emulate its mobile gaming consoles, including the Game Boy line of devices in other settings, such as seat-back displays in airplanes and trains, and on mobile devices including cell phones. US drug maker AbbVie has added 2 HIV medicines for children to a shared patent pool known as the Medicines Patent Pool. This will help in developing cheap new pediatric formulations for use in poor countries. It is the latest win for the MPP, which aims to persuade leading drug companies to share rights of their products with generic manufacturers in India and elsewhere. Apple has patented a system that can actually reorient an iPhone during free fall just like cats. The system changes the angle of eventual impact with the ground to make sure that the fall does as little damage as possible. The system uses phone's various sensors to determine the phone's trajectory, spin and angle of descent in real time in order to instruct the vibration motor how to spin correctly to shift the phone's center of gravity. Phones suffering damage due to falls is one of the biggest problems people have with their mobile devices. Philips has resolved its patent dispute with Nintendo over the motion and gesture tracking systems used in Nintendo's gaming consoles. The two companies have cross-licensed portions of each other's portfolios. Moving on to the courtroom section. Some call this case as the trial of the century. Apple vs Samsung patent war has reached its most crucial stage. A federal appeals court in Washington, D.C. will hear arguments in Samsung's bid to undo a losing jury verdict and nearly $1 billion damages for violating Apple's patents. In a recent case, Robert Bosch vs Snap-on, the Federal Circuit found that certain claim elements such as program recognition device and program loading device should be interpreted as means plus function terms under 35 U.S.C. 112, notwithstanding the absence of the word means in these elements. The lack of corresponding structure for the means in the specification doomed the claims as indefinite. Ringo shares surged by 25% after UK ruling in ZTE patent lawsuit related to essential mobile communications technology. London judge Colin Pearce said Viringo's UK patent had been infringed by ZTE. Let's move on to the international news. Through the Unitary Patent Package, the EU legislature sought to confer unitary protection and establish a unified code in the region. However, Spain has sought annulment of 2 core regulations of the package. This move has come under criticism as Unitary Patent Package offers genuine benefits to the region. A new study by C.D. Howe Institute of Toronto has found that Canada has seen a decline in patent application rates in the past decade. Now, this is a major concern as innovation is often viewed as necessary for economic growth. Further, the institute said that 85% of patents filed in Canada involved no Canadian inventors. India has come under considerable heat from US recently with respect to its patent laws, especially related to pharmaceutical patents. Anand Grover, UN Special Rapporteur on the right to health, said if US had a patent law like India, they would discover many more drugs. He added that the majority of drugs patented in US were just new forms of existing drugs with no change in therapeutic efficacy. India and Japan locked horns over a higher standard in IPR with a special focus on the pharmaceutical sector. At the negotiations for a regional comprehensive economic partnership is being negotiated between 10 member ASEAN countries and Australia, China, India, Japan, South Korea and New Zealand. To streamline its intellectual property protection system, China is considering to establish an independent regulatory intellectual property office in Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone. This comes immediately after China decided to set up 3 intellectual property courts last week. After an year-long probe into Qualcomm, the National Development and Reform Commission of China has concluded its antitrust investigation. Besides huge fines on Qualcomm and a mandate to the company on lowering licensing fees, the Chinese regulator is expected to also demand that Qualcomm ditches its reverse patent license policy. It's time for This Week in Patent History. On December 2nd, 1969, a patent was granted to Marie Brown for a home security system. On December 3, 1996, James and Geoff Coulter patented a glow-in-the-dark glove. On December 4, 1990, a patent was granted to Thomas Nielsen for a keyring pocket pen. We animated 100 aircraft patents to create the greatest air show ever. These patents were issued in the past 150 years and they track the step-by-step innovation in the aircraft industry. Please support us by subscribing to our channel by clicking the big red button below. If you are viewing this on a mobile phone, then please find the subscription link in the description below. Until next time, keep innovating and keep patenting.